Madison, and welcome to an episode of Messages with Madison. This is a platform that I use to share intuitive messages, divine downloads, and life advice from a spiritual perspective. Woo woo! If you are watching this, you are watching this for a reason. Your spirit guides, your angels have led you here. So I welcome you to take a seat, take a breath, and open your heart, mind, and soul to receiving a message that the universe has for you through me. Lovely, let's hop right into it. This week's episode is tapping into your childlike wonder. And this is from a comment, a suggestion that I received from the lovely Kennedy, such a wonderful human, suggesting such a lovely divine subject that I feel so equipped to speak on, and I really am so excited. The suggestion was how to tap into your inner childlike playfulness and joyfulness, and the challenges that you face in that when people can see this as immature or unprofessional. Sorry, my dog is snoring very loud in the background. Whoopsies. It's okay. Jackson, hello. Okay, so, yes, sorry, my brain said la 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 la. If you can tell, I'm kind of always in that really childlike do energy because I embrace my authentic self, and my authentic self likes to be woo woo. You know, it's okay. I don't have to always be quiet or say things perfectly. It's okay to let that out and to let people see that. Oh my goodness, he's really snoring. Give me just 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Don't worry. Okay, he probably will keep snoring. That's okay. He's getting lovely rest. But yes, I'm kind of always in that because I like it. It makes me feel good and it's not hurting anyone. So I'm going to, in this episode, address, the judgment from yourself and from others, and how to get through those obstacles that are keeping you from tapping into that joyfulness. Let me just go right into it. First is what I call a judgment drop. And a judgment drop has 2 steps, and that is identifying and recognizing. I have some notes down here, so if I look down there, that's why. Identifying and recognizing. So identifying is asking yourself the question, I wrote it down here, why do you feel like you can't be playful and joyous in all aspects of your life, especially professionally? Why do you feel that way? Why do you feel like you're not allowed to be playful and joyous and happy, especially in a workplace? Thinking about that question and honestly answering it, I have some really insights that I think many people might relate to, and that's, people might think I'm immature and they might not respect me. And that for me, especially being a woman in the workplace, is I feel like if I do not act in a certain manner, that I'm not going to be respected. And I'm scared that I'm going to feel out of place. That if I embrace my magic and I embrace my la 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 spiritual, that I'm not going to fit in with everybody else. And that might seem a bit shallow, but that's my thought process, And I think that if I'm honestly answering it, that's it, and that's okay. I will explain how I work through that. But yes, as you're, or even being seen as like annoying, because, that's a problem that I face. Not everybody is equipped to handle the intense, and that's okay. Not everybody has to. But, as a kid, you're oftentimes, so kids are so joyous and so wonder-filled because, I like that word, wonder-filled. Wonder-filled because they haven't been given these constant, hopefully not. They haven't been given these constant judgments of, you have to act this way, because you don't come into this world believing that you have to be, and that you have to do things a certain way and be the way people expect you to be. No, but you come into this world and you are happy and you are having fun and you are running around and picking up toys and having a fun time and speaking your mind and being kind to others. And that judgment is taught, which means it can be untaught, unlearned, hello, you can unlearn it. And the second step to having that judgment drop is, so first, identify the way you feel about it and the way you feel other people feel about it. And the next step is recognizing. So the most important aspect of this is to recognize that, especially in a situation where you have a boss, an authority figure, a parent, a teacher, recognize that on a soul level, everyone is on an equal playing field. Like, there is no, I'm above this person because I hold a position of a CEO, or I'm the president, or even just small things like, everyone is on a level playing field. You know, no one is better or above anyone else. And that took me so long to recognize and to realize that I viewed other people in positions of power to be better than I was. That, oh, like they deserve more respect than I do, or that sort of thing, which is not true at all. We are all super incredible. Like, even celebrities, like, oh, they're so, like, yes, they are wonderful, but you're wonderful too. And your friends and your loved ones are wonderful just like that. We should celebrate all people, including ourselves, like we celebrate celebrities. And celebrate people, big figures, you know? And people do wonderful and lovely things and create wonderful and lovely things, but you do too. And just because it's not in the same way doesn't mean that it's any less special. So yeah, getting back to the point, just a little woo-woo. So you have to remember that, you know, other people, the way, I wrote it down beautifully. I said, oh, nothing gives others permission to not treat you with respect. That burden doesn't fall on you. So you can act playful and joyful and happy. Not even act, just be, you know, that's not an act for me, but you know, you can behave in a manner that is happy and wonderful, and that does not give others permission to not respect you. Not at all. Sorry, someone closed a door and my brain said, what? I'm apparently really tapped into my childlike, so I might take you on a few tangents here. But yes, no one else, like, you acting a certain way should not change a person's respect level for you. You are deserving of respect in all states. You are allowed to act, you are allowed to behave in a way that is authentic to you, and that doesn't mean other people shouldn't respect you. That burden doesn't fall on you. That's not you. Your burden is to respect others. It's not a burden, but I don't know, words, yes. Your duty is to respect others, regardless of how they act. And so just being mindful about that, and knowing that you are allowed to take up space in this world. Oh my goodness. You are allowed to be loud and to be fun and to be happy. You're allowed to be quiet and reserved. You are allowed to be anything that you want to. Tap into your inner child. Behave in that way. As long as you are not hurting anyone, who gives a heck? Who cares? I don't. If someone's not hurting me, oh my goodness, he's really snoring very, very loud. Jackson! Okay, we're fine, all good. Quiet Coyote. Did you guys ever watch Soul? That movie brings me such peace. And the universe, Jerry says, quiet Coyote, and I feel like I tell my brain that, and tell my brain whenever I'm like, la 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 la, to just get myself in a peaceful state is quiet Coyote. Yes, just another little tangent. But yeah, you know what? The idea that you are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to, this is like I'm here, like I am taking up a lot of space. I'm taking up ideas and words, and that's okay. Okay, yes, and don't shrink because of limiting beliefs. Do not shrink yourself down. Open yourself up. And if people don't like it, so what? They don't like it. Cool, find people who do. There are many, many people who do. My dog is just going to keep snoring. I'm so sorry. But yes, so after the judgment drop, so that's the end of the judgment drop. Identify those judgments and recognize that there are reasons that you do not need to believe that. And now the next step is really, really tapping into that and how to get yourself to move in the direction of tapping into that. And that is by standing up and stepping into yourself and your magic. That is so lovely. And what that means is that basically, letting yourself, even in front of, so like this first step is let your inner child out. And you can begin doing that because it takes a lot to do that in front of other people. So practice by doing it by yourself first. Step into your energy. Literally what I do is I dance around. I will put on a song and I will spin around my room and I will sing as loud as I can. And another thing that's good for that is creating. So color, paint, do anything, create art, and recognize that it doesn't have to be perfect. It can just be art. And that is so wonderful. Like, kids do not make their drawings and then compare it to celebrities and be like, wow, mine's not good. Kids are like, no. Look at this beautiful art picture that I drew. Amazing. And that's the attitude that you need to adopt, because everything you create is lovely. It doesn't matter what other people's art looks like or other people's creations look like. What it matters is that if it matters to you, it's a way for you to express yourself. And really expressing yourself and letting out your inner child in front of you and being vulnerable with yourself is such a powerful way to tap into your inner child wonder, and to also romanticize life. See life through the way that you might have done when you were a kid, See that you feel like your dreams, anything is possible. When I was a kid, I felt like anything was possible. And the years went on, I just kept feeling like I was stuck and this isn't achievable and this isn't achievable. And you have to drop that mindset. Romanticize life. Romanticize drinking a cup of tea. Wow. Sometimes I sit there and I drink tea and I listen to music and I'm like, someone could write a book about me. That would be so nice. And that sounds pretty vain, but it's just me recognizing the beauty in life and the beauty in myself. And that helps me to step into that joyfulness of appreciating the small moments and appreciating myself and appreciate taking a walk and just feeling that awe of life that you did when you were a kid. Play on a playground, literally go play on a playground. Have fun in front of yourself. Okay, let me see what else. Oh, okay, so next is identifying the triggers. So identifying these triggers, things that make you feel small. Situations that make you feel small, words that other people have that make you feel small. You have to identify those. So say you're in a situation, say you're at work and you're being wonderful, playing around, and someone makes a rude comment, and stop in that exact moment. In that exact moment, take 10 seconds in your brain to say, I am magical, I am joyous, that is mine and cannot be taken away. And remind yourself that if you're not hurting anyone and you're doing your job but you're just adding a little extra magic in there, I am magical and that is more than okay. No one can take that from me. And reframe, give yourself a new mindset in that. That has been so powerful for me, because there's so many moments where I go into things feeling lovely and then someone says something and then another person says something and I'm deflating like a balloon, blow air into that balloon, light yourself up again and remind yourself that can't be taken away from you. Oh, this background moved. Yeah, that wonderful. Let me read my notes real quick. Yeah, okay, so an example that I have of that is I do a silly voice. I've done it even here. I'm la 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 la, hello, I want. I do that silly voice, and there's someone in my life who always makes fun of me for that. That silly voice, and I have to remind myself, I'm not hurting anyone. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just talking silly. And that's okay. It's okay for me to be happy. Even if people don't want to experience it, I'll go in my room and do it. You can't take that away from me. And that is such a powerful thing. And that leads into, the more times you do that and the more times you gain more courage to behave in that manner and you know, let your inner child out more often, and even in professional settings. So like, you know, I currently go to college and you know, have had to send emails before or reply in group discussions, and I add words like lovely and wonderful, lovely humans, and just silly things. Like I will add that stuff in emails, and that can be seen as unprofessional. Okay? Like, who decided what professional is? Tell me who. I don't know. I decided for my own self. Like, me saying kind words and being happy and bubbly is not unprofessional, because I get the work done, but I get it done in a way that makes me feel happy, or it doesn't have to feel bland and colorless. Like, I add color into things. And if that doesn't make someone happy, that is their own problem. And taking those steps of romanticizing life and being myself with myself has given me the comfort and created a space inside of myself to be able to have that courage. And if you feel like that's unattainable, don't worry, practice those things. Dance around in your room, be, you know, childlike with yourself, and then take a step out and be childlike and happy and have wonder with your friends and family, and then out into the professional world and bring some joy and magic into the world. You can do it. Yeah. You know, and what was I saying? Hello? And by doing that, you literally inspire others. You recreate the idea of what professional is or what mature is. You recreate that idea for other people in their brains, and it activates this like ding, ding, ding. Like they see in your soul, their soul recognizes in your soul, and you give them permission to be happy and to bring magic into the world as well. So you're inspiring others. Like, how freaking divine is that? Yeah. And then, you know, I wrote rewards for this. So rewards, like what you get out of this is being joyful, feeling that deep inner joy, feeling less constricted. Like the weight of the world feels a lot less heavy. And that doesn't mean it feels a lot less heavy all the time, but it definitely helps. And you know, it kind of unlocks a level of freedom that is so unexplainably wonderful. Yeah, I think that's about all. That's all I have. I hope that was helpful. I went on a lot of tangents. If you stayed with me through that whole time, bless you. You are wonderful. Thank you. I appreciate your support. I am sending you all of the fairy magic. Yes, remember that I love you, your guides love you, and the universe loves you. I hope you are having the most fairy magical day. All my love. Bye.